Buenos tardes.
Arigato. Buenos dias.
Yep.
And depending on when you're watching, Buenos tardes. This is the world's greatest action sports podcast. You probably already knew that. You've tuned in.
Did you forget about us?
Did you subscribe to it? Did you share? Did you tell your family and friends about it yet?
This is the new improved Monday Mass because...
It is, right?
Yeah.
The old one sucked.
You've forgotten about the old one at this point.
Remember that?
Remember the old Monday Mass? That was like...
We only had 2 weeks off.
I don't think so, dude. I think that when you were at the Olympics, you were on hiatus for like a while.
No, that was a 2-weeker, and then we had one, and then this, yeah. Well, we tried to do this from Mexico, but if you don't know, I just got back from a big event.
We can talk about that
either way.
In Mexican news. It's a new category we have, Mexican news.
It's August 16th, 2021. I'm Chris Cote.
And I'm Todd Richards, and we're freaking doing it.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast and a vlogcast for our YouTube's page.
We're doing a vlog.
So, welcome back to the show.
Hi.
Welcome back to home.
Let's recap.
Okay, let's recap.
Not gonna go
Let's not go into the news though.
No,
personal stuff.
Don't go into details.
Yeah, let's do personal recaps.
So you were in Mexico.
Okay, before that, you were at Travis Pastrona's house last podcast. We talked. I know. I'm filling in the gap for people.
I haven't gone anywhere.
So you've been home.
I've been home.
Okay, so yes. After we recorded last week's podcast, I went to Mexico to
how long? Just a
commentate.
week?
Yeah, it was 7 days. It felt like a month.
Mm-hmm.
It was some of the longest days. I thought the Olympics was definitely the longest, probably hardest event days. But the 4 days that I worked at the Corona Open Mexico presented by Quicksilver were definitely long. It's very hot. Mm-hmm. But the surfing was amazing. The implications, all the craziness that happened around the contest made it really fun.
This is going to be a bonus episode. We're going to make up for all the time lost on Monday Mass with this one because I feel like there's a lot of it.
It's like a 4-hour.
Well, we have these exclusive interviews, and then we have all this.
Oh my gosh! I gotta get my phone for that.
Go get your phone.
Okay. Why don't you start with the ads?
I'm going to go through the sponsors. Okay?
So, was there any feedback last time?
People don't want you to do the sponsors anymore.
Well, what about the sponsors?
I haven't talked to them.
Exactly. Give them a little bit more.
Okay.
You know what you should do is you should shoot a photo of our tripod.
Why?
To show Beneath Apparel that we
Beneath
are
Apparel
using their...
is fucking legit around here because it's literally...
Look at our tripod. We're going to post this on our Instagram.
Okay, so here we go. The Monday Mass is presented by Beneath Apparel. BN3TH. If you like underwear that is comfortable and fun to wear. Underwear that's fun... Did someone use that already? Is that underoos?
Funderwear?
No, underwear that's fun to wear. I think that was underoos back in like the 80s.
Underwear,
anyways,
that's fun.
Beneath Apparel.
Yeah.
We have a code for that. It is MASS20. Enter MASS20 at checkout and you will get a discount. NanocraftCBD for all your CBD needs.
I needed it after a session at the spot in Mexico. I needed all the CBD.
All the Ds.
And I used it all.
NanocraftCBD MASS20 at checkout nets you 20% off. Bubs Naturals. At Bubs Naturals, you can enter MASS20 at checkout and get 20% off. That's where you get your collagen. Yeah. You want your nails to look nice.
My hair.
Your hair is
actually filling in nicely. Yeah. I've been on Bubs for quite some time now, and I'm loving it.
You look good. Hansen's Surfboards. At Hansen's Surfboards, MASS10 will get you 10% off at checkout from their web store.
Basically a bro deal.
And it's, we're coming up on that time of year where we start talking about snowboarding again. Not yet.
And wetsuits.
I'm not emotionally ready to talk about that yet.
Step up boards.
Those types of things. And Hansen Surfboards is stocking. I know they have a bunch of snowboard stuff upstairs now.
Stocking stuffers everywhere.
You can stuff your
stuff all year round.
Early. Pannikin Coffee and Tea at Pannikin Coffee and Tea. Been jacking up Southern California since 1969.
Oh my gosh. Just finished an episode, an issue of M.A.S.S magazine. Wait till you see the Pannikin ad. It's shocking.
Is it us?
It's me.
What? How come I'm not in there?
With a loose towel.
I feel like
you weren't on that loose towel shoot.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm in the Pannikin more than anyone else in this town.
Well, that's debatable.
I don't know if that's something I should be claiming.
I go every morning when I'm home, you go twice a day.
I don't go twice a day.
I thought you go twice a day. What times do you go into Pannikin?
Usually after I go surfing, so like 10.
Okay. Wow, that's late. You're going on a late shift.
Well, because usually
I'm there at 7.
Because usually I can't really. I have to. Yeah, and everything's gonna shift now that the kids are going off to school again.
Everyone's gonna shit.
Everyone's gonna shit themselves. Chemistry Surfboards at Chemistry Surfboards. It's never too late to get a new surfboard. We have a new.
It's never a bad idea to get a new surfboard.
A new bro sponsor.
Really?
Foo Wax.
No. Where is it?
I don't have it. I'm just going to tell people about it because it's
so Todd has a new personal sponsor.
They want to get involved with the podcast.
Well, where's the wax?
I'm sure Chad will send it to us.
So this is a verbal agreement.
Yes.
Between you and Foo.
It's a verbal handshake.
And I'm not seeing the Foo.
You can have some.
Can I?
Yeah.
Foo, you too. Thank you, Foo.
If you want to have bindings on your surfboard, go ahead and get some Foo Wax. It is literally the tackiest shit on the planet.
A little dust will do.
Just a dust.
Just a zip. Yep. I mean, that's what Felipe, Toledo, Medina, everybody's on the Foo Wax.
Foo is the. I think it's the only wax that has followed through with the hype.
Yeah. Foo to you too.
Yeah. You Online, that is our home on the internet. Online.
I got some You Online news.
What?
Okay. You Online is going to have a comedy show for the ages. I'm opening it up so I don't screw this up. Sunset. See, I even read it. And Sundown Sessions coming up this Wednesday, August 18th at 7 p.m.
Where?
Our guys, Chad and JT, comedy night.
Oh.
Chad and JT, Strider Wilson, Joe Morese, and it's hosted by Walter Ford. It's at the Tower Beach Club where all the Sundown Sessions are. It's if you listen to this show, you probably know who Chad and JT are. They're super funny. Their homie Strider is hilarious too. So is Joe. This is going to be a really, really professional, great comedy night. You will laugh your asses off.
It's professional comedy.
It's at 7 p.m. And if you go to You Online right now on Instagram, at You Online, there's a giveaway. You tag a couple friends. Maybe I'll just tag Todd Richards.
Tag me in it. Moving right along with our sponsors, New Greens at New Greens. You enter the code MASS20, get 20% at checkout. Midlife Health Minutes. We have started, and this is the New Greens Pure Prescriptions show about becoming older and talking about older, more mature things. And we, myself and John Wayne Freeman from Kook of the Day and just mid-length things, we interviewed Troy from Volcom. We kind of talked about
Troy Eckert.
Oh,
yes. Troy rules.
His voyage post Volcom sail and going through the ups and downs of
life.
Midlife health minutes.
Troy is awesome. And on that note, so this has nothing to do with any of that, but it's pretty funny. I was having a conversation with somebody across like 3 tables away, and we were talking about like ball rash and like whatever, saggy balls, growing older, midlife,
right.
saggy balls.
Yeah.
And I thought they said something, a word, and it's now my new favorite word to describe your junk.
What?
Stretchables.
Oh, stretchables.
So now, when I'm yelling at my kids or whatever, I'm like, hey, leave your stretchables alone. Stop pulling on those stretchables.
Wow.
Yeah, stretchables. You heard it here first on the Monday Mass. Exclusive. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
We have another sponsor. Adventure.io.
Pull your stretchables.
Just, if you would like to adventure into your pants, you can...
Adventure.io is real. These are real adventures. The whole planet could get locked down next week, so you might as well go right now. Do it now. Get the Adventure.io app now. Do it. And then...
Do you think the whole planet's going to shut down again?
I don't know. I don't even... I think I'm like most of the world, just going like, what? Bring it. I'm whatever you got. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not anti. I'm not for. I just want to live.
Can we just have like a common sense patrol?
No.
No, that's out the window.
No.
I'll tell you what. It's a really crazy thing to like think that the kids are going back to school again already.
Yeah, that was fast. That was one crazy summer.
Woo.
Remember when the guys like they took that guy's boat, the sailboat, and they stole his Corvette, and they put a Corvette engine in the sailboat, and they won the regatta.
Yep.
Was that your kids or my kids?
I think that was just the kids.
That was Bobcat Goldthwait, wasn't it?
That's right. And the one guy missed he was listening to the radio.
Yeah, and he missed his
all summer.
And then he bombed the beach.
Yeah. That's a great movie.
You know what we're talking about?
One Crazy Summer.
That's our sponsors. Support them. Because someday, Todd and I will stop paying to do this contest, this podcast, and we will get paid to do this. This is, you're welcome for us volunteering for this job.
Surf News is brought to you by Hansen Surfboards.
Hansen Surfboards. OGs in the biz.
So why don't you let me fly the plane, and I'll ask you the questions.
Oh my God, interview me.
I'm going to interview
you. I'm tired of driving the plane.
The Corona Open, Mexico, presented by Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
You were there. You were part of this. It was probably some of the best ways I've seen in competition this year, as far as like fun looking, relatable right? ways.
Yeah.
Ups, downs, emotional roller coasters, big news dropping. It was a freaking drama fest.
Look, I have it right here.
I know.
It was a damn roller coaster of emotions. I'm hot with emotions.
Okay, go.
Okay. You want me to start kind of from the beginning?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so when we all went down there, and it's a rare treat when you get to work a CT event where all of the surfers, the staff, cast, and crew all stay in the same place.
That's awesome.
So we're all in a bubble in a giant resort, really beautiful hotel down in Huatulco. Would recommend to a friend. That town is awesome. Obviously, these are challenging times. We're still in COVID protocols. So we were in a bubble, and the bubble was the hotel and the beach. Everything was closed off around us, so you went from the hotel in buses, COVID tests, the whole deal, temperatures, everywhere you go. So, safety measures, and we're all prepared and ready for that. Everybody's very excited because the forecast looked exactly what you want to see, 4 to 6 feet the whole way across with good wind. Mm-hmm. And this is actually my first time going to this wave. I've been aware of it since 2006, like everybody else, when they had the Quicksilver or the Rip Curl Search event. Andy Irons, the frontside air cover, the whole deal. We talked about that already. But the place did not disappoint, and the surfers were, I called it early on that this was going to be a wild card and replacement surfers' dream, and they were going to come through and smash people, as well as low-ranked surfers. I said that on day one. I think I even said it on the show.
Yeah, you did.
And I was right. I was absolutely correct, and that feels good.
What was your biggest? Well, I guess there's kind of a lot to cover here, so I'm just going to dive in. So the big upset that I saw was the gold medalist being whacked out. It was kind of further along, but this was like Italo was taken out and by an underdog.
Rio Waida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or was it?
No, it was
Mateus Hurdy. Oh yeah. Okay, so we go through the kind of the days of the competition. Like day one, the seeding rounds, the waves were rippable, fun. Personally, I still think you could film the whole day, edit it down to a 10-minute edit for men, 10 minutes for women, and you'd have the whole show. But it's really fun to watch the world's best in waves like that. We got to see a bunch of new names: Mateus Hurdy, Rio Waida.
Is Rio
Diego Cadena.
Is he going to qualify for the tour? He hasn't really been.
Oh man, we got a big tour qualification thing. So as we get down to the wire, that's where you start to see the upsets, and I think day 3. The second day is the elimination rounds, and that's where you start to see like people falling off. Mm-hmm. Last chances. Day 3 was crazy because then you started to see, okay, well, if so-and-so does this, they could qualify for the Final Five. If so-and-so loses here, they're not going to re-qualify unless they have a big result in Tahiti. And then, boom,
fucking Tahiti.
The bomb drops. Tahiti is canceled. They closed all the borders. It is in a stage 4 COVID protocol. And so there was nothing the WSL could do. It was canceled. And I was sitting in the competitors area as that announcement came through.
How does that come through?
I think the surfers
lighting up, or like someone come in and be like, guys.
I think the surfers get a message before anyone else, before the media, before the crew, people like me. They get an announcement like, hey, this is what's going on. And then, then they announce it on the webcast.
Yeah.
And so that morning, you just you looked around and you're seeing men and women, like high-ranked surfers just glassy-eyed. I saw some tears. I saw kind of like Walking Dead zombie, just like, oh my gosh, what? So basically, now this event was going to be the last event of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And with so many big names below the cut line, I think it rattled them. That's why you saw these like big name surfers going down to lower ranked surfers,
mm-hmm.
like David Silva, Jack Robinson, Connor Coffin, who was actually right there in the top 10 already. So he was making a big push, but it was just a big shakeup. And, I think for some guys like Owen Wright,
mm-hmm.
Michelle Perez,
mm-hmm.
Ace Buckin, people that thrive at Chopo. You hear how I said that right there? That was pretty good. They were kind of just like, whoa. Kind of the whole career flashes in front of their eyes.
Like, are the implications that gnarly at this point? Like, it's a career ender that they didn't get to go.
I don't think a career ender. I think it would be
like WSL career ender.
Well, for some of them, they would put a lot of weight on Tahiti, especially Owen Wright and Perez.
Mm-hmm.
Two examples right there that we're probably thinking, okay, well, if I can do good here, I know I'm going to do great in
mm-hmm.
Tahiti. Anytime Owen Wright goes to Tahiti, he's going to probably win or get
mm-hmm.
top 3. And so I think for guys like that, it was kind of a shock. I think for some of the women who, it's the same thing, well, maybe that could be my Hail Mary. One big charge at Tahiti and I could be on. So you add into that shocking news with, multiple dominoes falling, like Jeremy Flores announcing his retirement.
Yeah.
Adriana de Souza had announced his retirement way back in the day. So it's like those guys coming to the event with no pressure. They're having fun. They're laughing. And other people are just looking at them going like, can you just please let me win this heat so I can requalify? There was a lot. And no, of course, nobody's going to do that. But you could just tell there was so much going on with the surfers. And, a lot of them getting to that point where all their peers, I think of Jeremy Flores. And even though Owen Wright, Ace Buckin, Perez, and they're a little bit younger, they haven't been on tour as long, but they're all like, that's kind of the veteran crew.
Yeah.
So when they start retiring or losing early, people are just, oh my God, what job am I going to get?
Mm-hmm.
And so you felt a lot of that. And then you felt, afterwards, there's only a few other events in the world where everyone's together. And this was one of them, Tavarua. Everyone's together, right?
Everyone's tight.
So this is like everyone's at the restaurant afterwards. Half of the crew is raging and partying, and they're like saying their goodbyes to their friend. It's just wild happenings. And then you have the other half just like eating their dinner, going to bed at 7:00. I gotta do good, like Connor Coffin.
So who's in the final 5 at this point?
All right, so
just to get that out there.
The final 5 right now for men.
Uh-huh.
Medina, Italo, Felipe. They were locks going into this thing. Yeah. Morgan Siblick had a lot to lose. He had to make heats. So he made enough heats to kind of get himself in that spot. Connor Coffin was the big story.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a right-hand point break.
Yeah,
I called really Connor to win this thing before it started. So did you. Or to do well. And it was funny talking to Connor. He did an interview where he's going, every single one of my friends and family told me that this wave was perfect for me, and it freaked me out.
Really?
It just added like,
oh, wow.
Here you go. Yeah, it freaked him out. But he's having his best year on tour yet. He's traveling with his lady.
Yeah, little hippie's
he's super,
doing well for himself.
He's chilling, and so he's in the final 5. Actually, seated 4th. For the women, Carissa Moore, Tatiana Weston-Webb, Sally Fitzgibbons, Stephanie Gilmore, who needed a big result to get in the final 5. She's 4th. Joanne Defay is the 5th place seed. So September 9th, I believe, is the start date for the contest window. It's only one day.
Wow.
And so here's how it works.
Are you doing it?
I think so.
Cool.
I hope so.
I want to go up there for that one.
Am I doing it? I think I'm doing it. Here's how it works for men and women. So your 5th place seed, let's just go with men. Morgan Siblick will go against Connor Coffin in the first round. Mm-hmm. Whoever wins that goes against Felipe Toledo. So whoever wins that goes against Italo. And then finally, whoever wins that heat with
I
Italo,
get you, because he's the number 1 seed.
Yeah, goes against Medina, but then it's a 3-heat surf-off.
Wait,
so
what?
Yeah, so Medina's on the beach watching, and let's say Morgan Siblick goes on a freaking tear. Mm-hmm. Beats Connor, beats Felipe, goes and beats Italo. He's already surfed now 4 times.
Right.
He's got to surf 3 more times
right.
against Gabriel Medina.
What do you mean? What do you mean a 3-heat?
3-heat series, unless
It's
like a 3-heat.
You're not meaning that Gabriel Medina has to surf 3 heats.
Yeah.
Wait, what? How?
Okay.
At the end?
So these guys, they surf their way up to Gabriel Medina.
Yeah.
And then it restarts. The whole thing, like whatever you got before is over. You got the one name versus the one name versus Medina. Mm-hmm. They surf. Let's say Medina wins the first heat.
So it's the best 2 out of 3. Dude, I don't know if I'm backing this fucking craziness.
Why?
Because it creates.
It's like a Super Bowl.
It creates like an exciting bullshit at the end, but it's almost
an
like
exciting bullshit.
Kind of.
No, because you remember the heats that Leonardo and Mikey Wright surfed a pipe.
Yeah.
Same deal. Those heats were rad.
Yeah.
That was a rad format.
I better be fun there.
Well. It's prime time lowers.
It's 3 heats in a row. So do they come in and get some water and go back out, or is it like just the clock fucking blows again and then here we go?
No, that I don't know, because that could be.
Or is it one heat
could
Gabriel,
be like
one heat like Steph
men's,
versus
men's, women's. I don't know exactly.
Do you stay in the water? Are they 30-minute heats? Like what the fuck? This is a lot of questions.
Well, go to WorldSurfLeague.com.
I don't have time for that.
I just gave you. From what my estimation was really smart sounding.
I don't know. I'm just saying I don't like change.
Oh my god! So surfers are so stubborn.
Okay, I know that you probably can't answer this truthfully because you are employed by the WSL.
I'm a independent contractor.
Okay, well listen. There's been a lot of criticism about the WSL and what is happening to professional surfing. We had the same shakeups in snowboarding with. Is this the right way that a tour should be run? Do we even have a fucking tour? Like, it just kind of seems like it's going through some wacky, throwing a lot of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. After Tahiti was canceled, and the opinions and hearing what's been printed, some surfers doing interviews and their thoughts on things.
Yeah, I think a lot of people complain about a lot of things.
True.
People complain about everything. They complain about So people are complaining about Barra beforehand, whatever. And then the waves go off. The right guy wins. Nobody complains. Mm-hmm. Everyone's stoked. This is so rad. Jack Robinson wins. This is amazing. Called it. And the haters are grasping at anything they can find. And
this is.
I don't see a big problem with it. I'm excited for the Final Five.
I'm talking about
coming from a surf fan.
Like a fan. Well, I'm also coming out from a fan's point of view. You had the ASP forever, and then the ASP becomes the WSL, and we watched. You've always kind of crowned a world champ, in a certain way, where if you have enough points, Kelly winning at Mundaka, Kelly winning at
well, here's what would have happened
in Ocean Beach in San Francisco. It's just that kind of a thing. You just kind of do you miss that at all?
No, I like new things, and here's what would happen for people that don't agree with or don't like the Final Five format. Right now, these last 2 events would have been meaningless. Gabriel Medina would have clinched. Mm-hmm. Gabriel Medina would have been world champion. The last 2 events would have been oh, cool, who's going to get second? And so that's why I like the idea of a Final Five and of a one-day showdown, because it's you have to be on that day. You have to show your consistency that day.
Fair enough. But will that make him the ultimate surfer?
No, the Ultimate Surfboard is a 100% different thing. Let's stay on competitive track here.
I'm
serious stuff.
All I'm
so
trying
you're
to do,
against, you're anti. I'm for it.
I see what's happening here, kind of, from a different set of glasses.
Yeah.
Because we've been through it in competitive snowboarding. Because it's a little bit different because you have an organized governing body that is ultimately they are trying to recoup some of the money that they spent to buy this tour.
Who?
The people.
Snowboarding?
No, I'm talking about surfing now.
Oh,
they bought
the business aspect of it. What does that matter? We're just trying to see the best surfers in the best ways,
right? But unfortunately, the business aspect is what's driving some of these decisions, for sure. Because you're trying to pitch this stuff to like Samsung or like Jeep or Corona or whoever the fuck you're trying to pitch to, because it's not really being pitched to brands. I mean, yeah, Quicksilver sponsored this event, but what they're putting in is not even remotely close to what Jeep is putting into this thing.
Only in a Jeep.
So I'm just saying, it's you can kind of
I know, but if you really, sorry to interrupt you. Like, what are you feeling?
Yeah.
Cries free. I think if Lowers is
Are we getting paid by the word?
I think if Lowers is going off,
yeah,
and we see some insane surfing, everyone's going to shut up and be stoked as to what happens. And then we have a whole another tour. The fact, and I'm not saying this because I work for the WSL. I'm saying
What is the other tour?
2022.
Oh, then.
And the Challenger Series and all that. I'm saying this as a surf fan with intimate knowledge of the challenges of running events. Mm-hmm. I give the WSL a lot of credit for continuing to push and run contests through all this bullshit. Mm-hmm. I mean, even Steely Dan had to cancel their tour, A
lot of people are canceling bullshit.
It's still, so, again, and I'm not just saying this because I am part of the WSL. I'm saying it as a surf fan.
Okay.
I love this shit. I know you do too.
I do love it. And I put these questions out there because I hear the musings of people in the water. Out there in my gaggle box.
In your bubble.
Okay, so moving along because
we got more. We got more about surfers below the requalification cut. We have a little bit more business to do. These are big names. Do you want to hear them?
Yep.
Surfers currently below the requalification cut. Your favorite surfer might be on this list.
Pumped onto the Challenger Series.
Yes. They are knocked off tour for now.
Formerly the QS.
Australia took a big hit.
Ooh.
Owen Wright, Jack Freestone, Wade Carmichael, Ace Bucking, just to name a few.
Let me interject.
Yes.
These guys can't go back to Australia right now.
No.
Because they can't fucking leave if they go back.
They're going to Mammoth. They're going to Malibu. In talking to a bunch of these guys, they're like, they same thing. Like, I think it costs like, I heard something that it costs $15,000 to get a plane ticket to Australia. And then another $3,000 once you get there.
You're stuck there.
In Australia?
Yeah, because I have friends that live in Australia. They're like, we can't go home right now because if we go home, we can't leave.
Yeah, it's radical. So for those of you complaining in America about having to show a vaccination card to go to a concert or wear a mask to get groceries, imagine if you couldn't come in or go. And I think there's nothing. There's 2 weeks in a hotel room with no window that opens.
Fucking sucks.
Is gnarly. Mm-hmm. And that's what Australians have to do and have to pay for it. I'm sure these guys on tour, they deserve a little vacation, some time alone. Perez is below the cut line. Wow. Mikey Wright is going to be a free surfer now. That's actually pretty rad. Mm-hmm. I love watching Mikey in contests.
He kind of was anyway.
Yeah, so
I'm sure he'll get some wild cards into some crazy shit.
Jeremy Flores, Adriana De Souza, both retiring.
I wonder if Jeremy Flores will run the surf program out of France.
I think he's going to go to Tahiti and get barreled.
Yeah, that's probably that.
You know?
Can we talk about Tahiti for a second? Because while this bullshit was going on, and
I would be so thankful that Tahiti got canceled if I was on tour.
Dude,
after seeing this footage,
it went full code red.
I think it was
it
as big as the Nathan Fletcher code red. I have that. Hold on. You stay here. You talk about it. I got something for you.
What? Did you interview somebody?
No, I got something for you.
Oh, he's going to the magazine rack now, ladies and gentlemen. We have all of the old Transworld surf magazines here, and I believe Chris is pulling out the cover of Nathan Fletcher Code Red.
What year is that?
I don't know. At any rate, Tahiti, gigantic. I saw some footage from Raymana's house, because Raymana just went back there from, his living at Kelly Slater's surf ranch, or whatever. And the waves were so big that they were washing up into Raymana's yard, which is crazy because Raymana's house is in this weird little harbor. It's like pretty still water most of the time by his house. Yeah, I've been to his house. I'm just dropping that.
Wow,
just dropping that on everyone right now. But it's in like a lagoon, and the waves were so big that they were washing through into this crazy lagoon and like flooding his house. So it was freaking giant there in Tahiti.
Nathan Fletcher got a big wave, and it was on the cover of Transworld. It's in a stack back there, and it was that big. And I think a cool part of it was, is that a bald eagle? No, it's a crow with a piece of bread in its mouth. The cool part about that was a bunch of it was the local Tahitians charging the hardest and getting, because there was maybe, I think, one or two traveling surfers, Nathan Florence and someone else. But
Cam Richards was there too.
Your son?
Not my son.
On a soft top.
The other one.
Matahi Jolie, Kauli Vast.
And hey, did you see the footage? Did you see the footage of the other wave?
No. A right?
The right?
No.
Dude, it's fucking crazy.
Sketch.
We don't really talk about the right, apparently.
It's of no consequence to me because I'm not going. If it's over 6 feet,
it's just so crazy, that wave. Like, no matter how many times I see it and how many contests and how many videos, when it sucks up, and it just like drops.
It wants to kill you.
It wants to kill everything.
It wants to kill everything.
Do you think fish are in there? Like, fuck, that
fish are just getting blown
destroyed.
There's just fish like exploded.
Do waves do like what? Like a sand shark, or like a black tip reef shark, just kind of like swims in there.
Fish are smarter than humans.
I don't know. Fish are pretty fucking dumb.
They are pretty.
Like, imagine like you're just
fish are stupid.
You're just a reef shark. Like because there used to be. I've heard this story before. There was a tiger shark that like hung out at Choco. It was like it hung out on that reef.
They got blown off.
Like what the fuck? Like a tiger shark is just coming. There's so much energy sucking up in that water that like a tiger shark is going over the falls at you.
You ever notice out here? It's probably the same in Tahiti. It's all one ocean, man. Dolphins seem to travel with sets. The set waves
makes it easier.
So obviously they know something we don't. So I'm sure the tiger shark you're talking about that lives at Chopo
I don't know.
Swims away.
I don't know about that. I think tiger sharks are dumber.
We'll have to ask Raymana.
Yeah.
Because he would be the only one that talks to
whisperers
or Aquaman.
Just like corpses of like dead fish bodies everywhere.
Did you hear about the Connor Coffin beef with Stab?
Oh, beef?
Right.
What happened?
So Stab had some kid write an article about the contest. And
like a shit stirrer kid?
Yeah, it was taken down afterwards, but
they took it down.
It was up, and it was
that gnarly.
It was a kid trying to get attention. I think it's his first job writing, and he just said some bullshit, and it was like, I get critique, I get constructive criticism.
Was he like talking shit on?
He's talking shit on Connor. And then Connor took to his Instagram and says, Stab, thanks for your continued premium journalism. You could at least spell my name right.
They didn't even spell Connor's name right?
Yeah. Pissed me off for a few minutes. But basically going on like, look, I work hard, I have passion, I've always tried to, I'm going to use this to channel my goals. I mean, he busted his ass. He made the top 5 fair and square. He beat out Griffin Colapinto. So it was like, obviously this kid loves Griffin, saying like, oh, Connor Coffin smashed his acoustic guitar over Griffin's head and pulled like something to the effect of like took Griffin's spot, and Griffin deserved this spot. Whatever it was, Connor was stately, gentlemanly about it, saying like, say whatever you want. I'm going to use this. And I think Stab took the article down. And so there was some beef there, and of course,
just write shit to be silly.
I think Connor actually talked to the kid, and the kid's like a huge fan. He's like, "You and your brother are so cool," and Connor's like, "Well, then what the fuck, bro?
Are you doing?"
That's the funny thing about every hater that I've dealt with. There's a few of them, mostly on Twitter, that I've been dealing with for 20 years, straight up, 20 years. But every hater that I've actually like reached out to, talked to, are super fans, and they just want your attention. You've probably had that. Somebody says something super lame, and you reach out like, bro, I'm a nice person. Like
I show up at their house.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my god, Todd Richards is at my house. I'm a super fan. It's like that.
I just like it's like skating went through this where it was like you had to be a certain way, and if you weren't, you got shit. But now it's like no one gives a fuck. You just rip, and who cares?
I'm all
Is surfing really going in that direction? Like if you don't fit in like the certain little fucking box?
It's like the beach grits and the stabs that I love. I read. We need. I don't want to put them in the same category. One of them's kind of a blog kind of thing, a diary of a madman, and the other one, it makes the best videos and concepts, which we'll get to. But I mean, you got to have these villains, right? People at least trying to be villains.
Right.
So it's cool when if a surfer's butthurt, but it's true, that's one thing. If a surfer's butthurt and whatever the person wrote is just like
Connor and Parker are like two of the fucking they're polar opposites of like personality wise. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But they're fucking rad people.
Yeah.
And like if you hung out with them for more than 5 minutes, you'd be like, I love you guys. Where are we going next?
Well, and not that you can't write negative, or not that you can't
you
write
can
about
say that someone's smashing an acoustic. I mean, that is true. Connor does travel with an acoustic. He is a hippie.
He's a deadhead.
He's super into the Grateful Dead,
and that's fine.
I hold that against him a lot.
Oh well, you have a deadhead in your family, so I wouldn't.
But I will say that he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and again, not that you can't write something and critique about a nice person, but if you're just going to insult someone to try to get clicks, then that falls into the trash rag TMZ kind of thing.
When can we talk about the part where you and Kelly Slater had a big fight about 540s, and you got an interview with him, and we're going to let you listen to that right now.
So it's 11 minutes long. Well, we can start it, and so basically
people like to hear.
Yeah, people like Kelly Slater.
If they're listening to this, they've got jack shit going on.
You're right. They're driving somewhere, or they're listening to it in a bathtub.
You could be on an airplane.
I like to picture Monday Mass listeners, some candles, bathtubs, and bubble bath coming up. Some CBD bath salts in there.
Just holding a toaster.
You're holding the toaster, ready for it to end. The podcast, that is. Okay, so back. Albie Layer posted a video on his Instagram, and it was a 540, and Kelly Slater got on there and talked about how Tony Hawk and the gatekeeper, and he basically tagged me saying, well, explain to me this, and then he was saying like, well, I guess like surfing now has gatekeepers and so when I saw him at the contest, I'm like, yo, am I a gatekeeper, or am I just like part of this conversation? And he starts laughing, and this is right after Kelly had won his heat, smashed whoever he surfed against, was surfing amazing.
Yeah.
And he was in a great mood.
Okay.
And so it was myself, Kalle Carranza, and Kelly Slater. And so he starts talking, and I go, can I please record this? Because this is a really fun conversation. So I started recording. He knew that I was recording. And I don't know how much or little I got, or what the hell. I've not listened to this yet. So
go.
Chris is saying Tony Hawk said what? I'm recording you. Tony didn't tell me. He told Terry, I think, my manager, that air I did in Portugal, was a 900. Because when I hit it, I was going up 2 rotations and was going back towards the beach. Oh, instead of a 720.
No, he didn't.
Instead of a 720. But everyone else going on 540 reverb.
So we're in the competitors area of the contest.
We're going back now
to
when Kelly did arguably, well, you can call it a 540. If you're going with the moving quarter pipe, it's a frontside 720.
Yeah, I call it a 720.
Cork 720.
Yeah.
When did you say it's a 900? Because you reverted around?
Okay.
I'm following.
I call it a death spin because some 10-year-old kid goes, that's the death spin. And I was like, Grom has to name that thing. That's perfect. Yeah, but Coté wants to name a straight air. You call just straight air reverse, like straight air reverse 360 air. 360 air. You call them 540s all the time. No. Yeah, you do. No. You do. Every single time. If you're landing with the nose
we're fighting.
Beach,
right. It's good.
Yeah, but if you land with the nose facing the beach, by the time your tail left the water, you're almost facing the beach anyways. Watch every single one. Not always. Not the one you did in New York is a 540.
Okay. Go back to New York.
Right.
You were commentating that event.
Yes.
Kelly Slater did one of the first real 540s in a contest.
Right. What everyone was called, they couldn't figure it out, so they called it a full rotation.
Okay.
Which
is fine. You know what? It's like I'm not going to yell at people.
By virtue, they're all full rotations.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because you always end up facing the beach.
Continue.
And that was Italo Ferro walking by.
The one you did in New York was a 540. Hey, bro, get some sleep. Okay? Get some sleep.
Okay, so let me say, so Italo walked by. Yeah. Italo and Kelly were going head to head the next day. He was calling him out, saying, "Italo, get some sleep." This is a deep interview right here.
This is good.
No couch, bro. No couch. Hey, give him some decaf.
He's telling Italo's friends to juice him up.
Wow, he already has a 7.5. That thing's too mushy.
And we're talking about.
What was your air in New York?
I get us back on track. That's Kalle.
Well, I just want to know. I don't know because I don't know.
I don't know.
You heard it here.
I do know that was a 540.
No, if people determine. Hold on, I gotta finish watching M.A.S.S.
M.A.S.S heard he's in the water getting that.
The most I ever spun on one was the Portugal one. Yeah, and that was like probably like 600 degrees of turn.
What?
If you like watch when the tail left and when it lands and the whole thing.
Who the fuck's got a protractor?
On a surfboard, you know, unless you like. I don't think doing more would be good. Well, no, if you do double rotation, the more you. Yeah, if you're like, but like even a couple of Albies, what they call 540s, if you actually look when his tail left the water, when he lands, is a 360. But so what
is he talking about?
Air rotation or the whole rotation? My perspective of it is more of a trick name than scientific measurement. Because did you see my argument about because skaters and snowboarders have named all the tricks, right? Yeah. Because they can do all the rotations before us, because a small board strapped in, whatever, right? But ice skaters were doing it before them. Double axles, bro. A 2.5 rotations and 900 is a double axle.
We calling it a double axle now?
Yeah, why not?
Are you taking off straight? Are they called that because you're on a board?
Yes.
Yes.
Just because you're on a board? Doesn't matter if you're strapped in. Doesn't matter if it's a small little tiny board.
Yes, Kelly.
Doesn't matter if it's on a moving wave.
Yes, Kelly.
Or snow.
If you hit a ball with a baseball bat, it's called baseball.
That's why I call it a 540 because it sounds. But we all have our own nomenclature because we.
That was a good word.
No, we don't.
Oh, sure. They all traded from each other. Like even motocross, we're borrowing from that in some sense, you know. Naps. Yeah. What the hell is that? Heel clippers. No, but I get both sides, and I think it's a really fun debate. Well, no. Okay, so here's my argument.
Oh, here we go.
How come they allowed a corrupt flip to be called a corrupt? How come a rodeo
we didn't.
is called a rodeo fun? How come a club sandwich is called that? All those things were done on skateboards before surfboards. I think they had two names. That's a good argument. Because you could call a club sandwich At what point did they stop allowing surfers to name them because the surfer was the first one to do it on a surfboard? Because get out there and do it on a surfboard.
Corrupt flip is a two-handed alley-oop. There is no flipping going on. A club sandwich is basically a Miller flip on a surfboard.
Yeah.
It's a hand plan. You're pivoting off of your hand.
Right.
You're using your hand as a pivot point to go over. And what was the other one you said?
Rodeo clown.
A rodeo clown is a fucking alley-oop 540.
Right.
Or an alley-oop.
And you know what? It's like if there's a fun name for it, that doesn't piss me off.
No. I think it's hilarious. To any time that you can poke Kelly's hornet's nest is fucking amazing.
And when when he's engaged in a conversation, there was literally this whole time people were coming up like, ask like friends, whatever is like pit crew, and he's going, hold on, like we're doing something very important. Great. Let's keep going.
The gatekeepers. Who are the gatekeepers? Well, usually it's just Joel too. Okay.
Usually, also our friend Pierre is a gatekeeper, and Todd and I, and Albie. And they're teaming up on me now.
Kalle's just going for Kelly points.
Kalle and I got into this argument on the air.
Oh, really?
So at this point, we're holding the phone doing this. So that's why it sounds crazy. This is a good point.
Right? Is there a difference? But still, you guys know where the PT is? Like
No, we don't know the physical therapist.
Across the bar.
See, he was just telling someone like, hold on, I'm doing this.
Okay.
We're debating the history of the world. Here's my side of it is also credit where credit's due, because if you just call everything in a reverse or everything a full rotation or everything at 360, there's so much difference between landing backwards and spinning around and landing nose to the beach. That's what I make the difference. You can call it a 180 air, but you can say, well, I'm fine with that one. That's chop hop, right? 180. No, you can do an air and land tail first and then spin around. You can call it a reverse, but you can argue that it's a 180.
Are you guys enjoying this?
Yeah, is this good?
Let's see. Let me see.
But when skaters surf, they realize how much more difficult an air is. Tony Hawk is the hardest. Tony Hawk had been surfing for 20 years before he did one air that was a foot high.
Ooh, beef.
Ooh, beef, except for Curran Caples.
I don't name it 540 as an ode to skateboarding. I just name it that as a way to differentiate 360 or air reverse in a 540, because 540 is...
It's all different tricks.
Where's Barton Lynch on this?
He's on our team.
360 or air reverse.
I should have edited this.
When do you start counting? When you leave the land. Well, basically, when do you start counting? That's all that matters. The landing is when. When do you start counting? I don't count.
See, we're fighting.
This is great.
But a lot of times, I did go like about 600. But that's because I watch it like okay.
We're back to pushing.
Obvious what the angle is. The skateboard on a skate ramp doesn't move right. The skate ramp is not.
Oh, the skate ramp doesn't move. How many times have you heard that one?
Changing angles and curves. Right. So that's
40 more seconds.
Okay.
We should just have our own ecosystem of how we name it, but you can say like that's the first person to ever do that rotation was this guy in snowboard or that guy in skating. Or this person in ice skating. Figure skating.
But what about slashes?
Figure skating. Really difficult maneuvers.
Because there's a lot of skate stuff.
A figure skating gatekeeper. And to figure this out. That buttons guy. And then you know who's going to argue with him? Ballerinas. Right.
Kid has point. I want to know, what do rollerbladers think?
I guess I won the argument, so it's a 540.
See?
You heard it here first. Coté wins. 540s win. Thank you, Kelly Slater, for allowing me to record that. I would have been so bummed to not record that.
Yeah, that's a great combo.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't had the chance to have this conversation with him yet.
You want his phone number?
No.
I don't have it.
At any rate, that was...
Stab high was was the best stab high yet.
Okay, and now we're going to transition right back into that because...
But they did not call 1-540.
Holy shit, though. I mean,
best air.
Matt
oh my
Miola
God.
is, like, you want to talk about someone taking a mat flat.
Dude.
He is good at mat flat landings.
He is good at everything.
Like, there's landing flat
the
and then there's
finalists,
landing mat.
Matt Miola. Parker Coffin.
Yep.
Congrats, Parker. Parker was ripping. Ian Crane. We kind of saw that one coming. He's really gnarly.
Yeah, the Stalefish back fives are sick.
Yes. Aton Osborne making the finals with a broken toe. Probably my favorite straight air or 180 air, whatever you want to call it. But goddamn, Rasta Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Rasta Rob is the guy. I mean,
know.
Matt, they're all the guys, but Rasta Rob is one of the guys. One of my new favorite surfers.
It was just really cool. I think Stab is onto something with this the Stab High thing.
Yeah.
The wave pool.
Well, I think they know that. This is their fourth one.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's just with the beginning of it in the wave pool. It was kind of a bummer because there was like 2 or 3 years ago there was this push of this new air. Like we're gonna fuck with airs.
Yeah, in wave pools.
And wave pools, and just in general, like Kersey had his thing. And then Stab High came in. I just think it's cool. It gives people another avenue.
Yeah, I think giving the Ladybirds, Aaron Brooks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And Caitlin Simmers and Billy. I mean, the Ladybirds were another huge show. If you haven't, it's on. I still feel like it's worth joining Stab Premium, and again they're gonna take heat whether it's free or not.
Yep.
But it's Stab videos and their series, it's worth it. I pay for it out of my own pocket. Out of my own damn pocket.
Can we talk about for 1 second? Congratulations to Matt Miola.
Matt Miola.
Okay,
God,
before we end surf news.
Yeah.
I feel like this is how we've had this discussion now about airs and things. We've got that dude that just landed. We got Zoltan Torkos who's done the kickflip.
Yeah.
And now we have someone that has done a hand flip
in the ocean.
Because I think that didn't Zeke.
Jacob, Zeke did it in the pool.
In the pool.
Yeah.
But this is a different version, kind of, isn't it?
Or
is it just a hand flip again?
I think Zeke did like a grab, push, and who's the guy? What's his name?
Something Panda.
Kung Fu Panda.
No, not Kung Fu Panda.
Not William Cardoso. We'll look it up on your phone.
Okay.
We want to give this guy credit.
Talk about the handy flip.
So I think that guy did more of like a slap flip, but I mean, taking an idea and a concept completed in a wave pool and doing it in the ocean is kind of what wave pools are for, in my opinion. Training grounds.
Right.
Find it?
No, because my internet's slow as hell. It's
Amore.
I can't find him. There's a lot of people named Panda in here. Forget what it was.
It's right here.
You got it?
Baja Koala. Kevin Meza.
I was way off.
Yeah, there's not a
There's
panda. There's
no
no panda. It
koala.
was a bear, arguably.
It's a koala.
That was. I just think we're in the best era.
When do you think
ever for airs and things like Stab High, especially Stab High, when you have 20.
Let's talk betting here.
Okay.
How
gambling?
Where do you think we are? How many years away from someone doing a kickflip or a heel flip indie? Backside of the wave.
Months away.
I feel like that's coming.
I think Zoltan deserves more credit. I think Zoltan should be invited to air shows.
I think he gets a lot of credit.
But he doesn't get invited to Stab High.
Right.
Where's his interviews? Where he's so good at doing kickflips, and he's also such an awesome person, weirdo, radical. I love the dude. So I think Zoltan should be invited to air contests.
Getting back to what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Notwithstanding Zoltan. So you have a wave like what we saw in where's the last?
They're in Costa Rica.
Okay, they're in Costa Rica. But where was the last WSL event we saw Italy doing giant backside rotations, like giant ones? Not bells, but
at Barra.
In Barra, but he was going arguably bigger, I think, in Ramos. Like he was going fucking giant.
Yeah, but then Mateus and Jack Robinson were going
I'm talking backside.
Backside
for him because I look at him. He has enough hang time.
Yeah.
Backside.
To do a
kickflip or heel flip in the air.
But I don't think it will be a CT guy.
Kick it.
Those guys don't have skate backgrounds.
Yeah.
I think guys like
Kelly doesn't really either, and he did arguably the first frontside cork 720 on a surfboard, 540, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but I think flipping the board we will see from a guy like Curran Caples. Mm-hmm. We'll see from a guy like Zeke. Mm-hmm. Freaking Rasta Rob, Eric Geiselman. Mm-hmm. People that have done a kickflip on a skateboard. There's Finn McGill. Mm-hmm. There's a whole crew coming up that
like
can potentially
they
do
rip.
it.
Like
yeah.
they're ripping skaters.
I did have Finn McGill won the Red Bull Foam Wreckers event, and I'm supposed to have a I'm supposed to have an interview from him coming soon, but I don't have it yet.
We ain't got time for that.
I know.
We're moving on to snowboard, surf,
okay,
skate.
One last thing for surf.
Yep.
There is a global paddle out for the legendary icon of our sport, Ben Ipa.
Tomorrow.
August 17th. Obviously, there's one in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. But in talking to Duke Ipa, Ben's son, he said, this is a global effort to show love for one of the giants of our sport, Ben Ipa. So August 17th, wherever you're at in the world, paddle out, catch a wave for Ben Ipa, tell your friends.
Very cool.
Do it for Ipa, for the Ipa family, the Ipa Ohana.
Sir.
Skate News is brought to you by Beneath Apparel, BN3TH Apparel on Instagram. Use the code MASS20, and you could be chilling like Todd and I right now. Don't we look comfortable?
Yep.
Our stretchables are hanging nicely
It's
tight.
hot as hell in here, and my balls are barely sweating.
Write that down. If you marketing people, that's your catchphrase.
Skateboard news off the top. So this week I listened to other podcasts.
Yeah.
That Smartless podcast.
Yeah.
Have you heard it?
Oh, with Batman,
yes.
Lego Batman,
and
Jason Bateman.
Batman and Will Arnett.
Batman and Bateman.
Yeah. So Tony was on there. Tony Hawk.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. I think it was like, It was kind of a mediocre, like kind of an uninformed hosts, like trying to like be cool.
Well, what they do is they have one of the guys on the podcast has a surprise guest, and so the people don't have the chance to prepare. You know, is it funny though? Was it funny? They're funny.
Kind of. They're kind of
They're
funny.
Usually
but it was
funny.
more like, like it felt like Will Arnett was trying to be cool, like telling everyone he used to skate.
Yeah.
And like trying to drop like
knowledge,
and it was just weird.
Was Will Arnett in a recent skate video?
Will Arnett? I don't think so.
Owen Wilson was.
He was in that old Force Bar movie. Chocolate Chocolate.
It's too late now, but we never even got to talk about park finals in the Olympics. Remember? Seems like 5 months ago.
We didn't talk about that?
No, because it fell between two podcasts that were 3 weeks
I feel
apart.
like we should shout out Keegan Palmer.
Keegan Palmer
from
Encinitas, California.
Local kid. He's claiming in Australia. He did grow up in Australia, sort of, right? Or his dad's Australian?
His mom's Australian, his dad's an Encinitan.
Okay, so, but he lives here.
You can find him at Poods Park probably right now.
Probably right now.
Or at the Cardiff Castle. He's doing something. He's having a good time. He's probably wearing his medal.
We got a couple medals in San Diego. Came home here.
Corey Juno, Linda Vista Loke, Cardiff Castle.
Loke?
He's got a bronze.
Yeah.
Who got silver? Pedro Barros.
Yeah.
The Pedro show was lit.
So we had a bunch of friends that went to Paris. Did we have friends that went to Paris this week?
Chris Pastris is in Paris as we speak. Should we try to call him?
Do you think he likes it?
The contest isn't over yet.
No. Oh, it's going on?
We can try to call him.
Contest.
It's a Red Bull event in Paris.
Right.
I was going to do it, but I was in Mexico.
It's kind of a crazy thing because didn't Paris just like shut down everything?
These are challenging times, but I've seen on Instagram people are skating.
Okay.
What time is it in Paris?
I don't know.
You don't?
Hey Siri, what time is it in Paris?
I'll tell you right now. 9:39 p.m.
It's 9:39 p.m.
Pastors is probably awake, but that contest hasn't happened yet. So
wait, it's Back to the Future?
No, it's 9:39 p.m. Today.
That's nighttime.
Same time zone as Barcelona and Malmo.
You didn't know that?
If you want to go to tomorrow, you go to Shanghai where it's 3:39 a.m.
Okay. Now we're just putting. We don't get paid by the word here.
It's 8:40 in Lisbon. David Reyes just dropped an amazing part for Thank You Skateboards. You forget how good David Reyes is and how he's a really nice dude.
What else? I don't feel like I've been paying attention to skating at all recently.
Well, I think for a lot of us, the Corona Open Mexico took a lot of our attention, and I think we were all so invested in skating during the Olympics that it was kind of like, okay, now it's just videos dropping, I did see one of the coolest skate tricks I've ever seen. Wade DeSarmo.
Oh, I saw that too. I couldn't figure out. Did he
nollie?
It was nollie.
I think it was nollie.
180 to switch
Smith.
front feeble. He goes nollie back 180.
It's almost like which side is he?
Switch front feeble to 270 out.
So
right?
yeah, we're talking about. I mean, this is
on a flat bar.
Deep nerd.
He goes from one side of the flat bar, nollie over, to switch front feeble to 270 out. But it was like it's crazy because it doesn't look like it should work.
This guy is one of the best skaters in the world. Okay, here it is.
Okay, let me look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, nollie.
But looks like a back Smith.
But is it? But I think it's more of a front feeble because he's on. I don't know.
Nollie, back Smith, nollie. I think it's nollie to nollie 180, switch back Smith 180 out.
Okay.
But I don't know.
It looks like a front feeble.
We should ask Kelly Slater.
Anyway, yeah, Kelly Slater would have an opinion on that one. He would call it a ballerina scrape the touch.
Yeah, there will be. Oh, Brianna is pro for girl. Breezy for cheesy.
I think that's crazy that a company named Girl Skateboards has taken
finally
this long
has a girl.
to have a girl on their team.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah. Congratulations, she deserves it. Ripping skater.
In other news,
yeah,
there's some snowboard shit going on. So
okay, we're gonna keep skate tight. We do have we're gonna have a batch of new Monday Mass skateboards. We're finally gonna put those on sale soon. Mm-hmm. Just gotta raise some capital, get those boards out hot. That's coming soon.
Now that Bitcoin's on the rise again, we can pull things together.
Snow News is brought to you by K2 Snowboarding.
That's K2 Snowboard. Simple. Guess what? It's starting to get cold.
No,
it is in some places. I believe the winter's coming.
I saw actually. You know what? I just flew in from Mexico, and boy, are my arms tired. I flew in through Dallas, and I saw the M.A.S.S ski racing team in Dallas.
Where were they going?
Coming home from Amsterdam or Europe. They were ski racing in Europe.
Sassafé.
Yeah,
it might have been in Sassafé.
My favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite snow area.
People are shredding in Europe. You can go up to the glacier still. But we have our own indoor snowboarding facility just outside of Newark, New Jersey. Did you know that?
Oh, at American Dream?
Yes, Big Snow.
Big Snow. It's right next to the American Dream wave pool.
In the same building.
The Will Scooten wave pool.
I've driven by this thing on my way to the airport in Newark. It is a fucking colossal.
Our friend Tim Swart was just there.
Everyone was there because Slush had a game of snow.
That's what it was.
And Stan lost his front tooth.
How?
Apparently he was at the bottom of our friend Stan.
Yeah, Stan the man.
Stan Levier was covering this for Slush.
Everyone's
out there, and he was standing in the way down at the bottom of like the last rail. You come off the rail, and then it's like you got to chuck the brakes on, or else you fly into the fencing.
So you land
you stop. So homeboy, whoever it was, I don't remember who it was that fell, kind of just caught his edge, trying to slow down, and like flipped his board up. And smashed. The sound of it it's on Stan's Instagram. It's on Slush's Instagram. The sound of this board hitting Stan in the tooth, and apparently it shoved Stan's front tooth up into his upper jaw.
Ow,
and so he just got that removed, and that's on Instagram.
I hate that.
So that's.
I'm sorry, Stan. I'm sorry you had to go through that because I have nightmares about my teeth. All my teeth are fake anyway, but I just have nightmares about the hours and hours and hours I've spent in a dental chair. I feel for you, Stan.
So a lot of the rail jibbing modern snowboard kid was all in Jersey. They were all in the city in New York. They were all snowboarding around and surfing around in the wave pool there. It seemed like a good time.
It did seem like a really good time. And your winners are
Jill Perkins, one for the ladies.
Minnie Billum, one for the men.
Benny Milam.
Excuse me?
Benny Milam.
Why is his Instagram Benny?
Benny Milam. Milam.
Benny Milam. Milam. He rides for Volcom Snow, Red Bull Snow, Crab Grab, Capita Union.
Anyway, those are the winners.
Okay.
And
love Jill Perkins.
It was a very cool event. It seems like it was neat.
That place. Do you still call them nose presses, or do they call them nose manuals now?
Nose presses still. I don't think you're manualing on anything.
That's what people used to do in the 70s when they were trying to get cocaine.
Nose presses. Press their nose into
like this. That's where So if you want to know the root of some of these trick names, snowboarders took that from drug addicts.
Do we have to? Yeah. Who do we need to? Do we have to go to the ballerinas? We need to get a ballerina rating on this
drug
one.
Reference. I did hear funny. There's a show on NPR called Away with Words.
Yeah.
And some lady called, and it's basically they get to the bottom of the root of phrases and words that we use. Some lady called.
Booger sugar.
She's like, my husband and I used to party, and I remember my husband once used to say all the time, "Well, you got my nose open, so let me know." Like,
what?
So basically, when they'd be all partying or getting ready to party, Chris Masters is texting us right now. They'd be getting ready to party, like, and if somebody maybe had drugs with them, like, "Hey, you got my nose open, now let's do this."
Wow.
So I thought that was really funny.
That was in the
and
70s?
I've been trying to implement that into my vocab. Like somebody tells me the waves look fun today. Okay, well, you got my nose open. How big is it?
Maybe you shouldn't say that because then the people are going to think that you are
on drugs.
A drug addict.
I'm not.
Okay.
No.
All right. So that's snowboard news. That's all I have.
Yeah, I mean it's 90 degrees outside.
It is warm outside.
Yeah.
We finally have waves around here. We haven't had waves for a long time. It seems though, and this is going to bleed into what we call nerd news, brought to you by Pannikin Coffee and Tea. We have had waves here. We haven't had waves for a long time. Los Angeles is kind of constricted right now.
Restricted,
constricted, a little corona-y. Get a little touch of the Rona up there. So we have seen an influx of Hollywood celebrities in Encinitas.
I've heard of Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill
big name,
is
right?
the new Encinitas
local
dog.
That's fine. I love his work.
Yesterday,
I'm a fan.
Yesterday, Cam saw him in the lineup at Swami's. He's out there
Okay.
surfing. I saw him at Lazy Acres yesterday.
Okay, he eats at Moon Age Food Co. a lot.
Yeah, so here he is. That's what we have. We have him.
That's our big celebrity news.
Mm-hmm.
Jonah Hill is now an Encinitas surfer. Does he ride an e-bike by any chance?
I haven't seen him on an e-bike yet.
I love e-bikes.
But it's cool. Hey, did you watch any new shows while you've been on the road?
Oh my God, I've been watching a ton of shows.
What do you got?
Because everywhere I go is locked down, so all I do is sit in my hotel room and just watch TV shows. I'm not on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got my nose open.
I got your nose open now. Let me tell you about a show that is so gnarly. It's called The Devil You Know. Mm-hmm. It's about a devil-worshipping serial killer in Salem, North Carolina.
All right, first of all, what is this on?
This is on... Vice made it. I want to say it's on Hulu or Netflix. It's like modern day. It's in the 2000s. So there's a guy... Oh my God, what's his name? Pacuco or something crazy.
What?
Hold on, I gotta pull this guy's name up. So this guy is a devil worshipper, body mutilator, and
is this on his Tinder profile?
Dude, he's like the new, he's the new
Jeffrey Dahmer,
the new Manson.
Okay.
The new Charles Manson.
All right.
So, let me see. Okay.
Charles Manson never actually killed anybody, though.
I know. The guy's name is Pazuzu.
Oh, Pazuzu.
This is actually from 2019.
Wait, but I thought Pazuzu was the name of a devil.
Pazuzu was the name of the demon in The Exorcist.
Exorcist, right.
But this guy took the name Pazuzu, and he basically made his house into like a Satan-worshipping heaven. Haven? It's from 2019. It's on a Vice.
Did they talk about Pazuzu being the devil from the demon from the Exorcist series?
He is. He's eating people. He is having orgies, blood ceremonies, and he's murdering people in his house. And he lives with his mom.
Mom, meatloaf.
Oh yeah, he's like we all had that one kid growing up who was just a dick to their mom, and it was very uncomfortable. Like, fuck you, mom, get out of my room.
Right.
This guy is like that, but next level. And it's like, it follows this.
How do they film this?
All these friends.
Is he filming it himself?
They follow these kids that used to hang out with him. They show him doing heroin, and like this girl's turning tricks. It is so out there, yet it's like. You could know there's like one crazy guy in the town, and people are just like, oh yeah, that's just the crazy guy in town. Well, this crazy guy in town was burying people in his backyard.
Wow.
Eating him. Yeah. That was kind of the big one. I watched a documentary called Icarus. The guy was a biker, like a mid-level road biker, like Tour de France style. And he went ahead and started doping to see what it would do.
Yeah. Did he get there?
I mean, Russia, Putin, China, biking from beginning to end. It's like you're pulling a string out of a sweater.
He just started to do doping to see what would happen.
He was doing an experiment on himself to see how much better a person in the mid tier
The oxygen enhancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
A PCR test.
It raises the white blood cell count or something like that.
Yeah. Which, honestly, I think Todd and I should try this.
Go.
Let's do this.
We've talked about this before. Maybe I think we have. I've talked about it with other people.
Is it?
Why not just fucking why are not the Olympics what country has the most superhuman?
There should be.
What can we fucking pump into these people to make them gods?
I almost just said something so bad.
What?
I said there should be a Special Olympics for people that are doping.
A unique Olympics.
Well, there is the Special Olympics, one of the most beautiful.
It's not called Special Olympics anymore.
What's it called?
Paralympics.
The Paralympics. It used to be called the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
But they should call something like the Super Olympics, where we juice these fools up
Dude.
with no regard for 10 years from now. Juice up
literally,
superheroes.
if ESPN wants
Super
to
Olympics.
fucking kill it, X Games will come back, and the X will be for fucking extreme
Anything goes.
doping. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was baseball.
Bionics, if you're a country that's trying out fucking bionics,
let's go.
This is where to do it. You want to fucking use some.
I'll juice up to commentate that.
Growth hormone. Go for it. You want to inject fucking bull testosterone straight into your fucking medulla oblongata? Let's
you want to eat bull? You want to eat bull semen?
That's right.
I'm in.
Chris,
give me the bull semen.
Couple good shows about to start.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh wait, Rick and Morty's still.
It's still
on fire.
I'm 2 episodes behind.
Okay.
Okay. American Horror Story. Were you a fan of that?
I've never seen one episode.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
Never seen one.
Okay, so wow.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been missing out.
I know.
It's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
The new season starts the end of August here, and it's combining exorcist type shit
Pazuzu.
with aliens. There's going to be Pazuzus. I beg your pardon.
There will be Pazuzus.
Then also we have The Walking Dead starts again.
Heist is a great show too.
That is coming. Heist.
Heist is like a documentary recreation of these crazy crimes. Mm. It's like The Walking Dead, but there's no zombies, and it's like real crimes.
A couple other ones that I've been into lately. I just started watching Titans on HBO.
Okay.
It's basically
Teen Titans Go.
It's the same cast, except for picture Robin being so fucked up by Batman's being insane and all the shit that went down in Gotham that he is just a fucking psychological mess.
I have no idea when did Batman go insane?
Well, so there's the DC comic, that you see in like cartoons and shit.
I can barely keep up with the Marvel universe.
All right. You know the Heath Ledger Batman?
Yes.
Where basically they're saying sometimes you have to become the evil to take out the evil.
Right.
Well, that's the darker side of Batman, and the comic kind of follows that, where Batman is basically treading this line of, are you a villain or are you the good guy?
Right. He's having a little.
So in Titans, Batman is kind of just fucked up Robin mentally.
Yeah.
It's because of and so Robin's going crazy. There's this half, the Teen Titans, the one.
Is it a cartoon?
No, it's
live
real
action,
and it's they're swearing and there's lots of blood.
It's like The Boys but serious.
Yes.
Okay.
And
you got me. I'm in.
The new season 3 just came out, but I went back because I never even I thought it was stupid. It's on HBO. Check it out. Also, I dropped in last night. I don't know why I slept on this. It's so dumb. Better Call Saul. I never watched one episode until last night. I just went through season 1 in one night.
Okay. So
now
I think it starts slow, right?
It is a slow burn.
Because I think I watched the first
but then it
two.
starts to pick at that thread like Breaking Bad did, where it's you start to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, how is this situation going to get worse?
Yeah.
And it does, and it does, and it does. It is brilliant. I don't know why. I'm so happy that I found a five season
Now you have a lot to watch. Well, Bob Odenkirk is in a movie called Nobody.
I loved it.
That's the
reason.
Good.
That is the reason that I went and started watching Better Call Saul, because he's so fantastic.
Okay, that was on the airplane, and you know when you're scrolling on the little screen, I'm going, I keep seeing it. I'm like, I want to watch something like fun and action, something stupid on an airplane, and I go, I'm gonna try it, and I almost watched it twice. It was so good. It's
really good.
Okay, I got a couple for you. Cocaine Cowboys.
I've heard that's great. I was talking about it in the water this morning. And that's about Miami running cocaine.
Whatever movie, Blow, all those movies.
Real, true story, right?
Scarface. This is that, but real.
Real.
And they're talking to the people that were involved.
Like driving
insanity.
Like $1 million cigarette boats.
They have like these boxes of money, and they're like, I don't just put it in the basement. Put it in the there's just money, and these guys really, they were businessmen, never give up attitude. The American dream.
Loved
it.
I had friends in Denver, and this is a few years back before.
With boxes of money and cocaine?
No, with boxes of money because weed was legal, and they were growing, but you couldn't.
But it wasn't federally legal.
It wasn't federally legal, right. So they would literally have like Breaking Bad style
money.
And they couldn't fucking put it anywhere. They're like, I just have all this money.
Why couldn't put it in the bank?
Because number one, it would probably raise red flags.
Yeah.
Like, where's all this money coming from? Because if you deposit more than $10,000 in cash, it automatically triggers an alert to the feds.
I would love to deposit $10,000 in cash right now.
So, and of course, like, if you're depositing over $10,000 in cash a month, like regularly, you're raising all kinds of red flags and blah, 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 blah. And
that's why you have to launder it.
Right.
What they do on Better Call Saul.
But there's, these are just idiot friends of mine that
they just
have a green thumb, and all of a sudden they're like, holy fuck, like we're growing weed for these dispensaries. Anyways,
you put it in your walls,
I think that's what they ended up doing, but it's fucking crazy.
Bury it in the yard. I don't know. Like I would just start buying everything with cash. I will help them spend this money.
Is cash still king? I think maybe Bitcoin helped out with that, but I don't
know. Do you like the show Alone?
I don't know.
I'm in the new episode of Alone.
You're in it?
You should be on it.
What is it?
It's a Survivor, but
you're alone.
They're like eating bears and shit.
What?
They go out into the worst wilderness. I mean, the best, but also the scariest.
Are they naked?
Worst. They're not naked.
Okay, so it's not like Naked and Afraid, that stupid show.
They basically have to stay out there for 100 days. The prize is $500,000, and these are the gnarliest survival people. They have a bow and arrow, one knife, and like that's it.
I feel like
some string.
I feel like Pazuzu would be good at that.
Pazuzu could be good at that.
Pazuzu Trooper.
We've gone on for so long. Let's get to these questions presented by Beneath Apparel, BN3TH Apparel. I've got some questions here. This is from Adam Etsart. Who do you think will win the Corona Open Mexico? But these are old questions, obviously, because I asked this last week. Remember, we were supposed to try to do one, but I was too blown. I would have never picked Jack Robinson to win, although he is so damn good. I probably should have. He won. David Still got second. Stephanie Gilmore won. Malia Manuel got second. I think that I thought Carissa Moore or Stephanie Gilmore was going to win, so I think I had that one right. This is from Rob Hagerman. How's your Spanish speaking going, jet setter? It goes okay. In a pinch, I can kind of get what I want. I'm like agua con gash. I love soda water.
Did you say con gash?
Not the gash.
It's not agua con gash.
Agua con gash?
Gas.
Oh, gash.
Well, you said gash.
Look, the question's not for you. This question's for you. It's from William Pietro. How old are Meep and Kitty, and why is Meep the only one with an Instagram?
Because Kitty's too cool. Okay, Kitty's like the older sister.
I don't even have it.
I don't have Instagram. It's so stupid. But she actually has Instagram. She just pretends. She just lurks. Like she's one of those people that has like 700 followers and not one post. Those people are those people are fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah, they're creepy.
Those are just like the lurkers.
I'm gonna play you a message I got off air that'll blow your mind. I'm not even gonna go there on air because it's.
Is it that gnarly? It's sketchy.
Weird.
You get a sketchy message from somebody.
Jeannie Wood, who have been a long time fan of us in the show, is Chopo off the CT? Why? It is off the CT, and we all know now because of the COVID spike in Tahiti. So hopefully, full thoughts and positive thoughts. I don't pray.
What do we say?
Thoughts and thoughts to Tahiti.
Tots and pears.
Do you have any questions?
I don't, but how
long has this been?
We've been on air for like a while. Wait, does it say? We've been Do
you remember the band RKL?
The band RKL?
Yeah.
Sure.
They had a lyric that said, "Get off the air, you fucking square, you pathetic male groupie, you don't impress me." I don't know why I just thought that. Oh, here's one.
What?
Jed PNW, longtime listener.
Pacific Northwest.
Knowing basically nothing about surfing, but now interested because of you two. High five.
Wow.
We got one.
We're gonna get in trouble.
What's your recommendation of a magazine or site to follow if I could only commit to just one source? That's actually a great question. To me, I think Stab.
The inertia.
I think Stab is doing the best video content. God, I hate saying that word. Stab's doing probably the best, most entertaining video stuff.
That matters to surfers.
You know, if you want to go to like competitive stuff, the biggest stars, worldsurfleague.com. Surfline, you would go to if you want to see video, like live cameras, I would say. Beach Grit, if you want to see muckraking.
He wanted one.
Shit talk.
He wanted one fucking place. You just gave him 8.
Bluetorch.com. If you want to go one, well, that's what I'm saying. One.
Stab's probably the best place to go these days.
Todd's Instagram really has all the surf action.
Just pay attention to my Instagram.
Oh my God, people just lean on Todd for Star Wars news. This is from Adam Ets Art. We love you, Adam, but come on, this is another Star Wars question. After watching all the new Star Wars on Disney Plus, looking back at the newest trilogy, episodes 7, 8, 9, how do you feel about them now?
I still don't like them, but I was entertained by them.
I'll watch them on a plane.
You should watch The Bad Batch, the whole thing. If you haven't seen it yet, you should.
I'm in The Bad Batch.
You should watch it. Anyways, everyone out there,
hold up.
This is just a public service announcement.
Okay.
Just be cool to each other. We're all gonna fucking get COVID. There's no way around it. You're gonna get it.
I'm not.
Be healthy.
I wash my hands every single day.
Wash your fucking hands.
I wash my hands at least once a week.
Don't lick doorknobs. Try to stay as healthy as you can because we're all going to fucking get it. I think we're crazy if we don't think we're all going to get it. What is the last question? I have to.
This is from Hannah Lee. This is from Hannah Lee, one of our favorites.
What does she say?
What were your favorite non-action sports to watch in the Olympics? Table tennis, doubles, mixed doubles.
I'm there with you on that one.
Yeah. Badminton's pretty
Table tennis is the craziest thing. I do not understand how they know where the ball is going to go.
Like I've played for years. We played tons of table tennis at Transworld. I don't think I could hit a serve back.
I have friends that are like so freakishly good at it that I'm running around like a psycho and they're just like
they're not
like just making me go wherever. I don't get it.
I really like that. Honestly, like indoor volleyball is pretty gnarly. They smash each other.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to see much of the Olympics, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna go table tennis. That's a great question. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have new shirts coming soon, new skate decks coming soon,
and a show next week.
We're back on our normally scheduled.
We're not gonna do one show a quarter.
No, it's on.
No, it's on now.
It's on, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching and listening to
Happy
Monday
back
Mass.
to school, everyone.
Like and subscribe.
Yep. Smash that like button.